It is Thursday, May 4th, and we are watching 15-second rehearsals. This is a second chance to perfect your angles, your lighting, your LED, and to unveil your new outfit, honey. The first 5 have just rehearsed. Should we talk about them?
Let's do this!
The first 5 to go were Sweden, Georgia, Australia, Albania, and Belgium. Sweden, you guys, much of the same. He looked great, he sounded great. The main difference is that the camera work now includes the backs. When they turn around, you see the backs, and it's not just constantly their face. This shows that funky, fresh vibe they're trying to convey.
It all just looked a lot better. I mean, in the arena, he sounded great. Yeah, just much slicker. It's back to where it was at Melody Festival, and I feel now, and that's a good level for it.
Yeah, the vocals were on point, the choreography was on point, and the camera work, which was the only real issue I felt from the other day. Because the other day they were doing all these fabulous dance moves and we just saw their arses. So we saw everything today. We didn't literally see their arses.
Which weren't a bad thing to look anyway and assume.
But yeah, Sweden are on course to qualify.
Yeah, I also liked at the beginning when he's off stage, the light was a bit more golden. It really warmed things up. Next, we saw Georgia, Tamara, aka Gacechiladze. She unveiled her dress, a floor-sweeping gown in red with illusion cutouts, giving the appearance of just a little bit of nudity. This was sexy, it added more fire, more passion. It was red, red, red. The camera angles and cuts are quicker.
Yeah.
And oh, y'all can go around. Sorry. The camera angles are quicker, more, not frenetic, just faster pace, so it gives us energy and dynamism that it lacked before.
Yeah, I think that I really like the dress, although it's a bit too much red for me. There's like red dress, red cape, red background, all very, very red. But she sounded amazing. This actually has elevated a lot for me after seeing that second rehearsal. Both in the arena and then back in here on the screen, it looked and sounded much better, and the pyro really works. It sort of sweeps out a bit more, it feels like, and you see the pyro a bit more. Yeah. Really good.
Yeah, the dress adds a lot to it, I think, that it doesn't look anymore like she's just playing dress up. Because when she had the red cape on over her white top and jeans, it didn't look the thing. But she looked fabulous out there today. I'm still not keen on the song, but I can't argue anything against her vocals. The staging was still very red. It still doesn't really connect with the song, but like with Robin, it's improved.
Not a particularly dramatic dress reveal. She kind of like takes it off. It's like she's hanging on a coat rack. My favorite shot is when they pan out and you see the shark of a stage is orange and you have the pyro. It's like the whole thing is on fire. It's amazing. Next, we saw actually Albania.
Yeah.
We had to skip Australia because Sasha Jean-Baptiste was with Georgia. She had to go to the viewing room, and so they skipped Australia, went to Albania. Lindita came out wearing a white futuristic spaceship warrior bride couture gown. So essentially she has a translucent white skirt that falls to the floor. She had on a hood at the beginning. She's bathed in light from behind, so you see her legs, the shadowing. It's very nice. She unveils the cape. It's very mysterious, the intro, musically and now visually. So they'll say, who's that girl when they see her?
There were a couple of times when she came out with the cape and then it was a bit too low, so she had to kind of fiddle with it during a run through and it just didn't look right. So obviously if that happens again, then it's a bit of an issue. I didn't really like the outfit though, I'm not going to lie. I think that it looks like she'd just put some gauze over her head really more than anything else, and then she's got like this sparkly top but it's got some huge white flowers along the neckline. It just looks unwieldy and doesn't match up with the sparkles. It's like half disco diva, half weird bride.
Singer in bloom, honey.
Yeah, it's very bridal and it doesn't fit with the mood of the song. Like, unlike Laura yesterday with Estonia, she had kind of a wedding-like dress as well, but she could have been the scorned bride at the altar. Whereas Lindita is singing about the world and she has this dystopian backdrop with all these like airships and spaceships and all sorts going on. And I don't know what sort of wedding, like, is this a wedding out of a British soap opera where like the world is exploding? I don't know. She looks fabulous in the dress, but I just don't think it goes with the song.
Yeah, it's something Daenerys, Queen of the Dragons, would wear. It was very Game of Thrones, so perhaps she's tapping into that. I actually quite like it because it's mysterious, because I don't know what it is, and the silver shiny sequins are almost like a shield. You know, she is this warrior with these spaceships. I still don't know what it means, but I know that I like it. It added something fresh. We move on to Australia. And this is an interesting one. I think he's more confident. He's on that turntable. He's walking more forcefully, more powerfully. So it suggests more strength and comfort. But for some reason, I was slightly underwhelmed. Maybe because it was already at a place I liked. I don't know. It might be a little bit forgettable in the end.
It's actually gone down for me. They've shot it better in the sense that you no longer see the wheels on his lazy Susan rotating turntable thing, but it now means that all the angles are a bit weird. So he's sort of like just like hidden away in a corner, and then you see an LED, but because it's a close-up, you can't tell it's on the LED. It just didn't match up at the end of the day. And I actually think he looks constantly in a state of terror.
Really?
Like I used it on Twitter. He looks like he's engaging in hostage negotiations rather than performing at Eurovision.
Oh, no.
Like he just looks constantly like, oh God, what's happening? Like he looks stressed. That's what it looks like to me.
I didn't find it that engaging, and I found it hard to pay attention to it even when it was on, because it kept coming on and I was like, oh, I better pay attention because I'm going to have to talk about it later. But realistically, I don't think much has changed, but he had already come, was it Sunday or Monday, whatever day, with his first rehearsal, and he kind of had pretty much the finished product. So there wasn't much more he could have done today, and I think it was just going through the paces. He knew what to do.
Do you think it's going through?
I don't know, because I think the next person who we're going to talk about upped her game slightly.
Yes, that is Blanche from Belgium. Before, she was a scared schoolgirl. Now she is a vulnerable woman talking about love, and that difference is very important. She's no longer forgettable. She's in this billowing white dress with a huge skirt, and so she's a visual centerpiece. They light her up, she glows. At the end of the song, she almost seems angry, which fits with the words, and then at the very end, she gives a little smile. That hint of joy adds a lot. You see she is human, not deer in headlights. This has improved dramatically. The stage no longer swallows her. She, in her subtle way, commands it.
It is an improvement, but I don't think it's as drastic an improvement as you seem to think. I don't like the dress. I think, here's the thing, the outfit she was wearing in the music video was very just cool and chic, and now it looks like she's back at prom. It's a very heavy, big white dress immediately after what will be Lindita's white dress, so that's going to cause a bit of a clash. She didn't look terrified today. She looked a bit bored though at times. She did seem to, by the final run through, she seemed to actually finally get into it. So maybe when we get to the jury rehearsal and the dress rehearsal just before that, it will finally hit the point where she can do it. I think that the floor looked better. There were lots of little subtle improvements. I think it's pushed her back towards qualifying contention, but it's still just lacking a little bit for me, and it pains me so much to say that.
I think the dress adds a lot in the sense that it makes her bigger. She fills up more of the stage. She's not a tiny little girl looking lost. Her facial expressions have improved a lot as well. At the start, I think she forgot, a bit like me sometimes in the videos, to smile. But then there comes to the final chorus, just as I don't know the technical terms, but just as there's about to be the big oomph, and she raises her hands, and then she gets almost angry, but it's not like Lithuania angry, it's angry that's appropriate to the song. And
you're not scared of her.
Yes, and she's a lot more passionate, and then it kind of, for the subsequent run-throughs, then she kind of clicked with her that she needs to keep the emotions going for the whole song and not just at the end.
And she actually ends with a subtle exclamation point, in the sense that the lights go blue. She hits that note and there's a blue spotlight that covers her. It colors her dress completely differently, and it's just a very nice touch. It comes literally at the last millisecond, and I think that's something nice to go out in. In any case, that is the first 5 reviews for today's second rehearsals. We'll be back later with more sets of reviews in 5s. So until then, let us know what you think.
Subscribe
and comment down below with your favourites so far.
And we'll see you later. Bye!